Good morning, teachers. Good morning, students. We're group number 1, and we're going to talk to you about the true meaning of Christmas. This is the story of a small child called Ronnie, who learned the true meaning of Christmas through the hardships of life. Ronnie was a small child. He was only 9 years old when in 2020 he had to live through a global pandemic as COVID-19 ravaged the world. Ronnie lived with his mother and grandfather and was spoiled by his mother. She barely earned enough money to get by, with her position as a nurse in a public hospital, working long nights in order to provide her family with basic necessities and sometimes gifts for her bratty son.
But his lifestyle would change with the pandemic, as the health crisis caused Ronnie's grandfather to lose his job in a large company which had no qualms about firing its older employers, so the family's economic situation significantly worsened. This caused Ronnie's mother to have to work double shifts in order to get by. However, with a month and a half before Christmas, Ronnie kept demanding many and very expensive gifts from his mother, without realizing that she could not afford them.
It was the first Christmas that Ronnie's mother could not afford the demands of her spoiled son, and Ronnie was livid. He was furious.
Mom, you have to bring me gifts. It's your obligation. So, please understand. I don't have enough money to buy what you ask of me. The Christmas will have to be simpler. A Christmas without presents is not a good Christmas. I hate you, Mom.
And the mother, crying uncontrollably, went to work in the hospital, while the grandfather said to Ronnie,
"You must appreciate what your mother does for you. You are lucky to have her."
2 weeks later, because of her exposure to the disease, Ronnie's mother tested positive for COVID-19 and infected her father without being aware that she was infected. Both of them became extremely ill, so they had to be taken to the hospital for 2 weeks. During that time, they suffered many complications and got extremely close to death. Ronnie missed his family very much and was afraid that his mother and grandfather would pass away and leave him. Ronnie or, "Oh Lord Jesus, please save my mommy and my grandfather. That's all I ask of you for Christmas."
Fortunately, Ronnie's mother and grandfather beat COVID-19, and Ronnie was very happy, hugged his family very tightly, and apologized for his behavior. Ronnie understood that the most important thing about Christmas aren't the gifts, the holidays, the food, or the Christmas tree, but rather it's spending this time of the year with the people you love, because that is the greatest gift life can give you, and is reason enough to thank God, especially when there are other people that are not as lucky as you are.
The birth of Jesus in Israel marked the beginning of a new era, in which many peoples and nations were unified under the principles of Christianity: benevolence, free will, and solidarity towards others, which were prophesied by Jesus during his life. And when he accepted to die on the cross, he granted all human beings the forgiveness of sin and the opportunity to act with freedom and conscience to be able to do good in our society, as well as to make mistakes and to be able to redeem ourselves.
It's not what's under the tree that matters, it's who's around it. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year!